Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to shoot this video. I'm actually out here in the woods, and I'm doing a time of reflection and a time of challenge, and we're going to talk about that in this video. But I want to issue this Madman 90 challenge to you. I'm going to give you a document here at the end of this video. It's great. We're going to talk about it, and I think it'll change your business if you do it. But I'm out here in the woods, and I'm cutting some trees down, getting away from the computer, just doing some thinking and reflecting. And when I think about December 31st, I've been seeing a lot of memes this week that talk about, I have no clue what day it is, and oh, what a time to be lazy. And I think it issues a mindset to where I'll get to it in January and what have you. And it's a time that, if you're not careful, you can get, really lackadaisical heading into 2022. But today's the 31st, and I think it's a time for two things. Number one, I think it's a time for reflection. I think it's a time to take a look at your personal life, your business life, and say, okay, what are some things that I did well? And let's be honest, you've got to be honest with yourself. You're cheating no one but yourself if you're not honest, right? No, this is a question. What would your 20-year from now self thank you for doing this year, right? What would they be thankful for? Because I'm thankful that I did this 20 years ago. And so one of the things that I think about when it comes to reflection is my personal life. And I'm speaking to the choir, and this may be for you, but was I the best husband? A lot of us, we have stress in our business lives, and we take that business stress and it bleeds over into our personal lives, and that's not fair. And I understand that the entrepreneur journey is not easy, and it's very hard to turn it off. A lot of people, they go to work, at 5 o'clock, they head to the house, and they don't think about it to the next day. But you're an entrepreneur, and you can't do that. That's not possible in this type of this business. But so as you reflect, was I the best husband? Was I the best wife? Was I the best boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you? And so I think about things like that. And I also think about my business life. We had some challenges. Entrepreneurship is not easy. There's going to be times where, wow, this is crazy. And there's going to be times that, man, I don't know what to do. We almost shut the doors on Game Time this year because, literally we went with over 6 months, without even taking a profit. And a lot of that is some things that happened out of our control, and we had to adjust. We had the iOS update, and that really catapulted a lot of things in the wrong direction. And so what it did was we had to learn new social behavior. We had to learn the new rules of how to market online and stuff like that. And so there's always going to be challenges. So as I reflect on 2021, I think of, there are some good that we can take. We laid some foundations, like our software. We're really excited. That software is going to give us the ability to serve a lot of people and serve them well. And we want to be a big part of that for you and your business. But as I look at 2021, I'm on December 31st. It's the day before the new year. I think about two things. Number one, reflection. I think about challenge. As I reflect, I write down things that I didn't do well, things I did do well, I want to continue, things I want to improve on. But I also think about the challenge. And I want to bring up something to you that was introduced to me, and it really changed my life as an agent. A guy introduced this concept. It's called the Madman 90 challenge. And the premise is this, the theme is this, is that if I do the Madman 90 challenge, it's that my business or my life, will look different 90 days from now than it does today. It'll look completely different. You won't even recognize your life, your business 90 days from now if you commit to this Madman 90. It's Madman 90. It's a Madman 90 push. It's 90 days of where you push yourself. And I was looking at the numbers. I'm going to show you on the next screen. I'm going to show you a calculator that I built to show you how to do revenue projections and profit projections, and also how to know how many leads to buy. And also it talks about goals, so you can track what you did the first week of January, second week of January, things like that. But what's really cool is if you do this, you guys should be able to win a company trip or carrier trip by the end of March. So can you imagine going to your wife on April 1st and saying, hey babe, I literally just won the trip to Hawaii, or whatever trip you're trying to win, whatever from what carrier you're trying to work with. And so what's really cool though about this Madman 90 is it sets the tone for the year. And it's designed to be something where maybe you push yourself to maybe a little bit past some of the limits that you normally would do. But the cool thing about it is that your life will be completely different 90 days from now. It'll be better. You'll be paid off some more debt. You will have more money in the bank. You will have recruited more people. what have you. You know, this is a time to really push yourself to new heights. And so I'm going to show you on this next screen. I'm really excited about this Madman 90 push. There's things in my life that I'm trying to push for. So join this Madman 90 with me, and let's go to new heights. All right, I'm going to show you on the next screen exactly how this works. I'm going to give this document to you so you can take it and use it in your business. Okay. Okay, guys, here's the spreadsheet. The top half here is going to be where you key in your results. Anytime you see a gray box, you can change the data there, and the spreadsheet will calculate. Now, remember, this is where you're going to key in your commissions. Okay, these are your goals. Here's your commissions. Now, let's talk about how we got these goals. It's very simple. So I put in some calculators down here for you. We've got a term lead calculator and we've got a file expense calculator. Let's just kind of break it down. Here we go. So cost for a term lead local is $35. And then you've got, we talked about doing a 2020 program. So let's kind of break this down together. So you've got a $35 term lead. You've got a $28 file expense lead. Let's see. So you do 20 and 20. So let's talk about your investment is going to be $700 a week for term and $560 a week on file expense. Again, this is if you're doing the 2020 program. You may modify these numbers if you're doing just file expense or doing just term. So let's talk about this. PPL is premium per lead. In term, you should average a $250 or more. Like that's kind of your benchmark. Case sizes can get pretty big in this market, especially if you are kind of doing a good job and doing a good needs analysis and really breaking down what they need. This right here is easily obtainable in the term market. PPL on file expense, your benchmark is $100 PPL, but your guys that are experienced, they're seeing 125s to 150s. On average. Now you'll have some weeks where you do 200 and you're going to have some weeks where you struggle to get to $100 PPL. That's kind of the nature of that business. But I just kind of did the middle 130, basically to just kind of show you what, if you're doing it right, if you're resolving every lead, you're not door knocking and you're setting appointments, you're doing both. You got to do both to maximize that market. Okay. There's a lot of money made just by going out and seeing those leads. Okay. And so let's talk, this breaks down the premium, the annual premium. And I just did a basic commission as 100% on term and 115 on file expense. Again, you have to calculate this based on what your averages are. Some of yours will be higher, some will be lower. Okay. So you've got your weekly revenue. This is an advance. This is a 75% advance. That's what this is showing. So it's 2243. That's where we got that number up here, that 2243. So that's my weekly cash flow, right? That's how much cash, is coming into my bank account is going to be $2,243 on file expense, $3,750 on term. Now let's talk about profit. So it breaks down your profit here. Monthly revenues, 15 grand, profits 12,200. And then your monthly revenues here is about 9 grand. Monthly profits just under 7. So these are your numbers. You've got about a 535% ROI on term and about a 400% ROI on file expense. And so over here, we kind of break it down. You're going to spend 5 grand a month in leads if you do this plan. Okay, buying 20 leads each of each type each week. Your total revenue is almost 24,000. Profits 19K. This is your annual breakdown. Now, I wanted to read this paragraph to you because I want you to understand that these numbers all include cash flow from a 75% advance. The file expense number should stay the same as your 10th through 12th month commissions will pay chargeback balances. So it's basically a wash. Okay. So this advance is something where you should hover, especially as you grow in that 13th month. You'll start to see this maybe go up a little bit, but it stays the same. Like you'll average about a 75% cash flow. But with term, you've got a much higher persistency. You should see a 25% increase starting your 13th month. So instead of your weekly revenue being 3,750, it'll be closer to 5K a week because you're writing 5,000 a week and you got 100% commission. So term has a much higher potential just because it's a higher persistency product. That's the only reason. But anyways, I wanted to break this down. I'm going to give this to you guys. I want you to take this, digest it. And again, so right here, let's say you did, you made 3 grand that first week. So it'll just calculate it here at the end of the month right here. And let's say the next week let's say you did, 5,000 here. Okay. So there's your totals and you made 8 grand that week. This week you did maybe a little less. You did 1,800 in file expense and you did 4,000 in maybe term that week. Okay. So anyways, this calculator will calculate it for you. I'm going to get this guys to you. Let's crush it. Let's have a explosive 90 days and see if you're up for the challenge.